Happy new week. Hope you guys are doing well and had a wonderful weekend. It certainly was a hot one. Glad to have a little bit of the cool change come through in Melbourne now. Very excited for this week. Over here at Denman HQ, we are getting ready today for our 35th Ultimate 48 Author Retreat this week, starting tomorrow at 5 a.m. for our USA and Canadian authors. So we've got 3 days of early starts to smash out another retreat with 11 amazing soon-to-be authors from the other side of the world. So it's been definitely a busy month over here. And certainly one that I'll be ready to have a little R&R afterwards. So hope you are doing well and your year has started off fantastic. Good morning, Gary and Kim. I have gone public today, so obviously there are people watching. As sometimes I accidentally go only to myself live. So today's topic for discussion is how to solve your business and even life challenges super fast. To give you some more resourceful ideas, maybe you're already doing this, but sometimes I get a feeling that people don't do it. So I want to share some of my strategies of when I hit a stumbling block or I have an unanswered question or I really don't know how to do something. What are the things that I do to try to solve it super fast, right? So I've got 10 different ideas here, and I'd love for you to maybe write down some notes at your end. And next time you have a question or a challenge, perhaps follow some of these steps and see if you can get to the answer faster, because today's world is and obviously the access we have to information is at our at our fingerprints, right? We can pick up our phone and we can look anything up or find something or buy something that someone else has that we've wanted to. We don't have to even leave and go anywhere to get access to what we need. So so we need to remember that that is there and available and not feel stuck. Yeah. So of course the very first step of solving a problem is just literally asking the question on a Google search. Yeah. I literally write when I have a challenge or I need to figure something out. I write the full question. You don't have to just put keywords. I actually write the full blown question and see what comes up and look through it. Yesterday I was researching and reading up and finding out about what's the best way to post books in Canada and the tax laws and all that kind of stuff. Like, how does it work for book products? Because some of my authors ask me those questions, and I go, well, Google's our friend. How else am I going to find out about other countries and what are sort of the ins and outs? I know how things happen here. There might be some similarities, but let's look this up. And I actually spent a good hour just searching, reading at articles, looking at what other people are doing and things like that. And in the end, I kind of figured out a summary of everything that I found and what it meant. And there were very much similarities to how we do things here in Australia, but then there's also differences between USA and Canada. And that's actually the live I'm going to do in my secret group for my authors this morning so that I can give them a little bit more clarity around it. Of course, I don't deem to be an accountant or a tax agent. However, there is some insights around what I found, and then they can speak to their accountants and tax agents to make sure they're putting through their sales correctly in their business. So that's how I found that information. It was at my fingertips, and it was very interesting to even just read up how things happen in other places. So that's my first thing. The second thing is a little bit more visual. Yeah. So the second thing is, if you don't know how to do something in a lot of my clients say, I'm not techie that, I just don't understand it, or I don't know how to edit a video or something, a tool on the internet, right? A program that you might need to learn how to use. Well, YouTube is our friend. That's my second strategy, is I always look up YouTube tutorials, and I have them open on my iPad, and I watch the tutorial and I follow the instructions on my computer. Right? I follow those instructions on my computer, click here, click there. Sometimes you need to go through 2 or 3 YouTube videos to figure out what you're watching and spend a little bit of time, but it's totally worth it because you can figure it out for yourself. Yeah. And often if you put the same question in Google, you might actually end up searching up YouTube videos, and then you watch them and you follow it. Oh my God. And the best place this works in life is not just in business, but YouTube videos are the bomb. My mum is very handy. Like, she's always doing all of these projects at home, fixing things, replacing taps, tiling. I don't know, the other day she was needing to remove the dishwasher from its hole because she's having the whole floors replaced at her house. And the floor people were there, and they can't get it moving. She said to the tradies, hang on a second, YouTube's gonna tell us. So she goes on YouTube, she goes, how do we remove a Fisher Paykel double door dishwasher from its spot? And of course there were two little tiny screws at the front that were holding it in, and then no one even thought to even look, because you just don't think to look, right? And in literally 3 minutes she had it solved. So many times her and I will get stuck on a certain project where we're doing, like, handyman work, or like, how to install a roller blind. Like, Stuart and I installed 2 roller blinds at the new house on the Gold Coast. Like, we've never done that before. We don't know what the rules are. So you watch a video, right? So it is so handy. I love YouTubing videos, especially if it's something like in the house and I don't know how to figure it out, or what are the correct steps or the strategies behind doing that. You have to stick glue on carpet or whatever. There's an answer for everything, absolutely everything. So YouTube, a tutorial either on how to use your software or your programs or things on the internet, right? Or in your life, you YouTube how to fix something at your house, and learn the steps, and then follow those steps if you like doing it yourself. Okay. So the next one is number 3, is ask someone who has already solved it. People are more than happy to share. People are more than happy to share what they've learned. And of course, someone who's already solved maybe a particular challenge, they might also, there might be just another person who's really good at that, or there might be an expert. So you might hire an expert. So obviously this is for bigger, in business, we'll have various levels of challenges, right? Some that you can just Google and you can watch a YouTube tutorial, but other things that you need to maybe learn, quite in depth. So in that way, you might invest in a program, or you might invest in an expert to help you, or, for the smaller questions, that you wouldn't go through a whole process like that. You'd ask someone who solved it, right? So it is really important for yourself, though, then also you might catch yourself in a position in your own business where the same questions get repeated over and over and over again. So my 4th solution to solving those challenges, because there are challenges where you might get the similar question asked 50 times, and you kind of find yourself, oh my God, I'm continuously writing the same thing over and over. Well, stop, right? Write those frequently asked questions and documents. I actually have a whole folder in my computer that says templates and FAQs, right? And those ones are my frequently asked questions. Every Monday morning that I go on live into my authors group, I look to answer the most frequently asked questions that hit my inbox. So therefore, I have built up now this library, a Word document. It's just a Word document with a link to a 10 to 12 minute video where I go through it. So this morning's live that I'm going to be doing around postage and taxes in Australia, USA, and Canada, guess what? That becomes now the system email. So when the next Canadian, the next USA, or the next Australian author asks me these questions, guess what I'm going to do? Hey, here is a 10-minute video. Check it out. Watch everything I say. And if you have any questions after that, please come back to me, and I hope that it will resolve every question that you had, right? Because I started to notice that a lot more and more and more people were asking me the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to repeat myself. So that's a challenge, right? Repeating yourself all of the time in business is a challenge because it takes away your time from being creative and doing new things. So building a resource library of frequently asked questions, whether they're going to be documents, it's good to have a mix of both. So what I'm going to do on the live today, I think I'm going to also end up transcribing or typing up or doing like a Word document. See, that's the beauty of it. If you do a visual, you can then have it transcribed, tidy it up, in terms of the editing, and then you have a document that you can actually send out to people. They like to learn differently, right? So it's really, really key to be continuously seeing what you're doing over and over and over, and stop doing that. The repetitive stuff should be always systemized. So repetition equals systemization, so that other people can then also do it for you. So when a question like that in the future gets sent, it doesn't get directed to me, it gets directed to one of my team who takes care of the frequently asked questions, who knows where that file is, who can send it off, and therefore I have time, more time to be in the creative zone and working on the business, not in the business, right? All right, cool. So, well, that was my number 5. Record your own videos on your repetitive how-to. So number 4 was type up your systems. Number 5 was record them or do them both all at once, and then you save yourself so much time as well. All right, so number 6 for me, it is start doing. So whenever I have a business challenge, like I start doing. Like trial and error will get you there at some point. I often say to people, don't be scared of technology. If you do something wrong, it'll generally beep at you, or it won't be responsive, or it won't do what you needed to do. I don't think you can break it. So yes, you can accidentally send an email to 5,000 people or whatever if you're trying to muck around with your customer relationship management system, and if you don't know what you're doing. But generally, I have found that whenever I get into a new program that might help my business or my systems or how I operate, day to day, I just play. I just set up something. I do a test case or a test scenario, and I just muck around, and I hit roadblocks, or then I'll go, okay, let's watch a tutorial video. I'm really getting stuck here. So if I really, really feel like I get stuck and I can't work things out, then let's watch a tutorial video, like get started. It's really important to watch those. A lot of people, we had a family saying, when my mum was with my stepdad when I was 14, when I came to this country. And so obviously we lived together for the following 6 years. And whenever we'd buy a new device, like a video recorder, whatever it was at the time, it was so interesting to see, how people operated. Me, for example, being young, and so, come on, let's fast, 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 fast. I would want to plug things in. I would want to, get it going straight away. Just get onto it. And then of course, 9 out of 10 times, I would really get stuck because, I didn't watch anything or didn't read the get started. So my stepdad always used to say, read the book, read the book, read the book, Dad. And that's, I have the same approach even for things. I'll get a new software or a new app, and rather than watching their tutorial, I'll go, start playing. Sometimes that's good. You get into it, you're not scared of it or whatever it is. But when I get stuck, then I remember that saying, read the book, go watch that get started tutorial video, and so every time, even now, it's like a family little thing, read the book, because the book says everything you need to know, and you won't make mistakes, or you'll figure out what you're doing wrong and not yell at it that it's broken, it doesn't work. Because a lot of people, how many times have you found yourself putting together furniture and go, nah, this piece is missing, there's no piece such as this here, it's not in the instructions and all that kind of stuff, and yet it is there. It's just you haven't read or followed the instructions properly. So that's an important one. Read the book, but do start playing, right? Sometimes people can sit there and just think and ponder and look and not do anything, and just go, no, this is not for me. I can't figure this out. This is too hard, and just kind of give up without even trying. So start doing, start reading, start watching, start playing. So what if you stuff it up? You'll know that that's not the way to make it work, so you'll try something else. All right, number 7 for me is, if I really, really want some assistance, sometimes I go to trusted Facebook groups, where I may post a question to ask for support. I want to give you guys a caveat here, that be very careful who you listen to. because of course everyone's going to prop their head up and give you their 2 cents on the topic, or give you an answer. Everyone likes to have an opinion and a say. Yeah. So be careful who you actually follow the advice of. Yeah. But a really good example was that in our secret authors group the other week, someone posted a question about where should I get my domain name purchased. And we had a lot of our authors come through and post suggestions of GoDaddy, Crazy Domains, questions about ABNs, and do you need to have an ABN if you're going to buy a .com.au and all that kind of stuff. And that was really cool because I actually didn't realize that GoDaddy now did .com.au's. In the past they didn't. It was only Crazy Domains and all that kind of stuff. So it was really good to, like, it was almost like also learning experience for me even of what has updated since I've been, like, I haven't bought domain names now for many years because mine are just set, and that's the ones that we're using. But it was very interesting to find out some of the other things, and of course the authors then learn from one another. So asking questions within groups is also not just helpful to you, but it's really helpful to other people as well who may not have thought about that question themselves. And then it starts to solve not just your own challenges but other people's. But yeah, as I said, a caveat, please be careful who you listen to. Who are they? What are their their results, or they're just sharing an opinion because they just want to have a say on that particular post. Okay, so really, really, like, and also asking for recommendations sometimes, and then so many people get tagged in them and all that kind of stuff. I'm very kind of mindful of that whenever I ask for recommendations. So this is a little bit of a side note to what this point's about. But when I ask for let's say I want to hire someone to do my Facebook ads, or to do a new website, or to help us with Google ads. Actually, that's what we're trialing and testing right now. We're tapping into Google ads and putting our ads not just on Facebook, just to sort of diversify and see how that platform works for us. Well, we didn't post it up in a Facebook group, like say even my ultimate business support group or some big business groups, because what's going to happen if you ask for a recommendation? It's going to be probably 100 or 150 people being tagged, but how do you really know who are the good ones? Yeah, friends recommend each other, right? And so we went to trusted people who we know do well in the world of advertising and said, do you know anyone who does Google ads? Is there anyone that you could connect with me? So when it comes to recommendations where you're hiring someone for fairly serious work that it's going to have a financial impact on your business, you want to go through, like, a few conversations and do a bit of cross-checking and vetting, and maybe interviewing of these people that potentially are going to help you. So be very careful asking for the more like large ticket items, if you like, recommendations around that, because who is recommending at the end of the day? Do you know the person that's recommending? That's another thing to think about. Do you know the person that is making that recommendation, and are they a person that generally gives good recommendations, or can vouch for people that are great? Yeah, because we never know, right? It's such an unknown when we're posting for some support over social media. So post the question in a Facebook group, but be mindful of everyone has an opinion. Watch out who you listen to. That was number 7. Number 8 was, of course, don't ask people who don't have the results, because they can lead you down the wrong path. Please don't listen. Like, there's so many people in your life that are probably going to say, do this, you should try that, you should do that. And if you're a business owner and they're not, you should not be listening to them. Yeah, because people can have opinions and they can say, do this, do that, but they're not in the driver's seat taking the actions or the risks that you're taking. It's easy to give advice to others. There's so many people I've met over the time that have said, oh, but I give the best ideas to other people. People always love my ideas. I've helped so many people like build up their businesses, and yet they're not successful themselves. Yeah. So it is easy to dish out ideas. Oh, you can do this, and you could do that, and and yeah, you might be a great person that gives great innovative and entrepreneurial ideas, but I don't know how serious I would take something like that, for an idea from someone like that, unless I also saw that they were a person of action and they were doing similar things, and they were showing up in life, and and really producing results, for themselves as well. So yeah, always remember that it's easy to tell someone else to do. It's much harder for you to get your hands dirty and do it for yourself. Yeah. So take, what is it? Some of your own medicine and put stuff into action. And then you have got the right to say to other people, do this because I have done it and this is what it's felt. It wasn't easy, but it works or it doesn't work. How do you know that an idea is going to work? Yeah. You don't know an idea is going to work or recommendation unless you have already done it. So giving ideas and saying you should do this, it's a little bit hypocritical unless you have already tried it, because you're really kind of handing over the risk and going, well, you give it a go. Let's see how that pans out for you, right? Okay. Number 9 is a little bit of a mindset one, and that is stop looking for reasons to stay stuck. Yeah. Stop looking for reasons to stay stuck. So if this is what you're doing, are you getting something out of it? Are you getting something out of being stuck? Are you looking for reasons why it's not possible? Why this is, there's a roadblock here. There really is no roadblocks. There's always, a pivot point where you can go a kind of like around the roundabout and do it a different way, right? So roadblocks are just manifested within our lives because we kind of there's no other we choose to believe there's no other option. Okay, we choose to believe there's no other option, and maybe it's just easier to stay stuck, because if we stay stuck we end up staying small, and then therefore we don't rise like the tall poppy, and therefore of course, don't have the, anyone criticize us, yeah, on our journey to, showing up in life and doing the best we can, right? So, are you looking for reasons to stay stuck? So, if you're stuck in whatever you're doing right now, it could be life or business, right? What's keeping you there? What is the positive thing that you're gaining out of staying stuck? Because we don't do anything for a negative outcome. Anything we do in life is for a positive outcome. Even if you think that it doesn't have a positive outcome, it does. Somewhere deep down underneath, we know that the problem's not the problem, and you're getting something positive out of it. Maybe you're getting to stay live into your comfort zone. Maybe you feel like if you stay stuck, you are not gonna get out of your tribe, or you won't belong to where you're used to belonging, right? So something is underneath all of that, because when we grow, of course, we're challenged. We change the people we hang out with. We basically attract a whole new group of people within our life that we have different conversations with, and that's a big transition point, especially when you're an adult, right? So my last point was hang out with like-minded people working on similar goals as you may have, so that you can keep getting challenged, you're challenging one another all of the time. You're having similar conversations, you're having similar things pop up and go, oh, I don't know how to do this. Have you done it? Have you done this yet for your business? Or have you done all that? And that's how it changes. As our goals shift, we of course then end up finding new groups of people to be able to work towards those goals, because they're the ones that are going to push us forward. Okay, and this is, I guess, the biggest challenge when it comes to moving from a place where maybe you've worked as a employee, and now you're in a place where you are on this journey of entrepreneurism. Entrepreneurship. I don't know how to say that word, but you're on this journey that it really challenges other people's beliefs and your own about what is possible, right? And you know that you can design your life of choice, and what you've seen is possible by those that you admire, or mentors, or people who are doing it already. But then you've got this old life and old who's like really kind of going, oh, but what's going to happen to this? I still kind of love these people in my life and all that sort of stuff. What I say is that what I've experienced is that there is a little diversion in life, but then you come back in again because you need to go on the path of learning and growing and expanding and trying new things. But at some point, you'll also come back to, the family and friends, and kind of you'll just have even more abundance, I think. Because I still talk to some, not all of the time, but I'm still connected to some like my friends pre-business, but what is that, PB, pre-business, ownership and all that sort of stuff, my family, everyone, like, and at one point I felt like I was completely on my own, taking all of these actions and doing all this crazy stuff and not seeing many results. And maybe people were sitting there quietly going, what is she doing? Or who does she think she is? All that kind of stuff. And then as time progressed and I showed up and then kept doing it and kept doing it and then started getting the results, then my tribe also goes, wow, we're so inspired by you. So they watch, they're a little bit dubious, and they're like going, I don't know if this is going to work. Is this one of her crazy ideas and all that kind of stuff? How long is this phase going to last and all that kind of stuff? Oh, that's what our people who love us actually, you kind of think. But it's okay for them to think that, they're just scared for you, and they're kind of probably saying, oh, I couldn't do that. So they try to, like, maybe, bring you back down so you don't get hurt. It's probably they're doing it out of love rather than out of sabotage, if you like. You might have a few of those people as well in your life, but mostly out of love. They might want to keep you small so you don't get hurt, right? But progress, whatever it is, your dream, it is your life at the end of the day. And just know that your tribe will gonna rejoin you, and you're gonna kind of reconnect and have even more abundance in your life from your new buddies and new like-minded people, as well as your other family and friends that you've had throughout your life. So I hope some of these ideas gave you some approaches and mindset principles behind how to solve your business own life challenges super fast. Don't be scared to, just ask the question. Google's always your friend. YouTube will even visually show you how to fix things and solve it. And don't be scared in investing in those people who have got the results that you want to achieve, because they'll definitely tell you exactly what works, what doesn't work, and save you a ton of time, and probably most likely a ton of money, because you're not going to be wasting it on strategies that don't work, right? So I hope you enjoyed that. It gave you some food for thought for another Monday morning live with Nat. Let me know in the chat box, what was your favorite one? Is there something else that you do that I haven't spoken about? But get to problem solving faster rather than sitting stuck. The last thing you want to do is stay stuck. Don't ask a question. Don't look it up and just go, this is not for me. I don't know how to do it. It's just not my passion. Or I wasn't born to be, a tech savvy person or things like that. It's much better to just go, you know what? I don't know. Who knows? Who can help me, right? Don't be scared to ask for help. Excellent. Hey, Wendy, nice to see you. Wendy's one of my authors from many retreats ago. I think it was Wendy. Oh God, I'm trying to think. I think it was like number 7 or 8. We're about to do 35 this from tomorrow. Tomorrow with the USA and Canada. It's crazy. We've had a lot of our February retreat memories on Facebook come up from the years gone by. It's very interesting to remember all of those groups. All right, guys, have a wonderful Monday. I'm going to my authors group to talk postage and taxes for all these different countries, and if you have also any ideas of what you want me to talk about in a future live with that, I always welcome some ideas, because Sunday is the day that I sit there thinking of what I want to kind of talk to. What is the positive instinct? That good one, Bernie. Excellent. Number 9, not conscious looking for reasons, but there are definitely things keeping me moving very slowly. Fears. Yeah, awesome. All right, guys, as always, smash it out.